Okay, we continue the interviews with the Fiercely Speaking co-authors. Next up, we have Tonya Moore. Tonya, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to your readers and tell us what the name of your chapter and what your chapter is all about.
Hello, everyone. I am Tonya Renata Moore, and I am a co-author in the amazing Fiercely Speaking, soon to be the next bestseller. And my chapter title is Uniquely Made, all a part of God's plan. And that's what I consider myself. I consider myself uniquely made. I didn't always think that, but I do now.
And so what made you decide to tell your story and become a part of the anthology?
Well, I decided to kind of come out of hiding a little bit. My chapter is basically talking about me growing up with alopecia. And I have friends that I've known for 20, 30 years who never even knew that I had alopecia because I was hiding it so well, you know. So I decided that someone else may be going through what I was going through, and especially at a young age. And I just want, people to know that you can still be great in spite of your imperfections. So I just wanted to just let everybody know that and tell them how I did it, how I became great, with alopecia. And I have a group called Thriving with Alopecia. So I think I thrive. And I want others to know that they thrive too.
Excellent. As you were writing your story, what did you learn about yourself?
I learned that it was okay to be vulnerable. I learned that no one was judging me. I was the only one who had a problem with me and my imperfections. No one else really cared. No one knew, no one said anything. And if they did, it didn't really matter because I didn't know anyway. So I was taking all of this on myself, and so I learned that I don't have to do that anymore. I can just be free to be me.
So you got a sense of freedom from writing the chapter, because I know, as we were talking before, we're all subconscious, like when somebody takes a photo, it's a group photo, you zoom right in on yourself to see what imperfections are showing. Everybody else is doing the same. But when somebody that's not in the frame looks at it, they're not looking at your imperfections. But for you, those imperfections are like glaring defects. Everybody, I got a big nose. Everybody sees my big nose. No one was even looking at your nose.
And that's so true.
So you got the freedom of being able to be yourself and be confident and be great, right? Even though you thought that alopecia was stopping you from being great, and it wasn't stopping you from being great. It was you that was.
It was me. It was me that was stopping me from being great. That's right. I mean, and I co-signed on that picture thing. I mean, over the weekend, I took a picture with my son, and my son is so handsome, and I wanted to post it, but because I saw this imperfection on me, I was like, okay, I'm not posting that picture. And my husband was like, "What are you talking about? That picture is great."
Right. That's what everybody else was saying. Oh, you look beautiful. And you like, no, I don't. You see that big nose on my face. So now tell me, what do you hope your readers get out of your chapter?
Well, I hope my readers get that it's okay. Whatever it is, whatever your imperfections are, it's okay. Just learn how to embrace it. Like, for example, I would look in the mirror every day, almost, and I hated things about me. I hated my nose, my freckles, my lips. I hated everything about me. And then I changed it around one day because someone said something about, like, I said, "Oh my God, my lips are pink." And she was like, "Well, just use, I think it's like concealer, to make them brown or something." And so I started doing that, and I got the perfect shade of lipstick. This isn't it, but I got the perfect shade of lipstick. And I just started loving it after that. I was like, "Oh my God, this is awesome." So I started looking in the mirror, looking at everything that was great about me, instead of looking at everything that was not, and I felt much better about myself.
Excellent. How can your readers get in touch with you?
So my readers can get in touch with me. I have a website, www.tonyarenatamoore.com. That's where they can go and send me a note. There's a place where you can go and send me a message. And also on Facebook, Tonya R. Moore or Tonya Renata Moore. That's my business page.
Spell Renata for the readers.
Oh, and I'll spell Tonya too, because there's so many ways to spell Tonya. So Tonya is Tonya, Renata, Renada, Moore, Moore.com.
Excellent. Yep. Excellent. Thank you so much. What parting remarks do you have for your readers?
Well, my parting remarks is just that, again, it's okay to be great. And if there's something that you don't like about yourself, just change it. I mean, you don't have to be stuck where you don't want to be, and you don't have to let little things, become big things, because in the end of the day, it's all small stuff. It doesn't really matter. You can be great. You can go out and you can do the things that you want to do, despite or in spite of anything you see wrong with yourself. So I just say, go for it. Whatever it is you want to do, just go for it. And let the chips fall where they are, where they fall. And
Thank you. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday afternoon with me and allowing me to interview you. I wish you the best of luck with your chapter, with your book sales. Hey, #1 best-selling author, here we come.
That's right.
Thank you. I wish you the best of luck, and I know your chapter is going to touch a whole lot of lives. And so I really appreciate you telling your story and sharing your time with us.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Tonya.
Bye.
Okay, so now, Tamala, I'm gonna unmute you and I'm gonna bring you up. Okay, next up we have Tamala Floyd. Tamala is another of the co-authors for the Fiercely Speaking anthology with visionary author Audra Lowray Upchurch. Tamala, hi, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, Teresa.
You're so welcome. You look beautiful in all of your gold.
Thank you. This is one of my favorite colors.
Yes, I see with your flowers and everything like that.
Yes,
it looks very, very good on you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So introduce yourself to us and tell us the name of your chapter and what your chapter is all about.
Absolutely. I am Tamala Floyd. I am a psychotherapist and life coach. The chapter that I have in Fiercely Speaking is Healing the Wounded Mother. And my chapter is about women who have trauma histories and go on to raise their children when that trauma has not been addressed. And so it's about healing the wounds of the mother and hopefully healing those relationships that got damaged between her and her children while she parented as a wounded mom.
Excellent. So what made you decide to tell your story?
Oh, that's real easy because I am a healed, wounded mother. I mean, I am a mother who had traumas that were not addressed. And although I'm a psychotherapist, I still had not connected what happened in my childhood with the way that I raised my children. And so working on my own pains made me realize that this is something that could absolutely benefit others to tell this story.
So as you were writing the story, did you learn something about yourself? What did you learn?
Well, what I learned about myself is, and this is really my tagline, is it's never too late to heal. This healing came 40 years, more than 40 years after the incident. And so I just want women to know that they do not have to carry their pains for a lifetime, that it's never too late to heal. And we have to step up and be brave and tell our stories and get our healing.
Was this your first time being a part of the anthology?
It is, yes.
And what were you expecting from the journey, and what surprised you about the journey?
I had no idea what to expect from the journey. I just really had no clue what this was going to be about. The reason I joined the anthology is because I knew it was a step in me being whole. I knew that telling my story was going to be part of my healing process. And it's a story I've been trying to tell for quite some time in writing my own book. And I thought, wow, I can do a chapter.
Mhm, mhm. And so, what do you hope your readers get out of your chapter?
I hope that my readers really find themselves in my story, and
Mhm.
also that they realize that one, it's not too late to heal, and two, that the healing is available to them and there's a way to do it. I think so many people don't know where to turn in order to get the help that they're looking for. So, and I want my readers also to heal those broken relationships. And if those relationships cannot be healed, then to heal themselves and be able to move on. Because a lot of people are stuck when they can't resolve those broken relationships with their children.
So, I'm assuming that you talked about your children in your chapter. What was their response to you writing a chapter about the inner workings of your family?
Right. Well, it's interesting. My children weren't they didn't say a whole lot about it. They were okay. And it's really one child that I really talk about in the anthology, and she was fine with that. My concern actually had been how it was going to affect my father, who is the person that I'm speaking of as far as the trauma is concerned. So
Mhm,
that was more of my concern.
mhm.
And surprisingly, at least it was surprising to me, when I had a conversation with him about the book coming out and what I shared in the book, his response was, "I'm sorry."
Oh,
Yeah,
so did that help your relationship with your father take a different turn?
absolutely. And although our relationship, we've gone through times where it's been estranged to broken to difficult to strained, you name it, to we're doing fine. And we really were in a place of doing fine. And that was my concern, was that, we're doing good. And now I'm telling this story. So that really was my concern. What it did was, honestly, Teresa, it was the final step for me in my own personal healing to hear him apologize for what had happened. So yeah,
Oh,
it
wow.
owned
All,
it.
all
It owned it.
because you decided to tell your story.
Absolutely, absolutely. Isn't that amazing?
That
That's
that is
amazing
that
to me.
is.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I imagine that your readers, right, are going to see themselves in the story,
yeah,
and to see their relationships in the story, and to begin to get the courage, right, to
right.
begin their own healing journey.
Right, absolutely. And I know for everyone, doing something this, I guess, public is not the way that everyone needs to get their healing. And I get that, because writing a chapter or a book is not for everyone. But the point is, you have to heal those wounds. You have,
Mhm.
and even if the telling of your story is just to a best friend, because to be honest, that was the beginning of my process, just being able to speak our stories out of us and into the world, however that happens.
Yeah, just taking it's kind of like ripping the band-aid off and just saying, hey, let me expose this wound to the light of day, to the air, so this wound can begin to scab over and start to heal. Otherwise, you just walk around wounded your entire life.
Right.
Right. And so your chapter, Healing the Wounded Mother, that's great, because many times when we are raising our children, we're raising our children out of our own, what I call psychosis. It's
Yeah.
like, whatever
Yeah.
psychosis I have, that's
Right.
what I'm raising my children with that psychosis. And unless you begin the process of healing, you continue to do that over and over and over again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because even as older mothers with adult children, some of us are still doing those same things that we did when we were raising them as young children. And
Yeah.
so you're right, we just continue to repeat that pattern. And it's not about breaking the pattern. It's about healing the wound, because I can learn new behaviors and new techniques of how to talk to my children and how to listen to them and all of that. But I am 9 out of 10 going to revert back to those old behaviors if I don't heal what is at the root of the problem.
Yeah. Oh wow. Wow, that's deep. That is absolutely deep. I remember something in the Bible saying snatch it out at the root.
At the
Just
root.
yeah, snatch it
Yes,
out at the root.
that's right. That's
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Tamala. It has been so enjoyable talking to you, getting to know you, getting to know
thank
your chapter
you.
and
Thank
everything. I
you.
appreciate you allowing me to do that and taking the time to allow me to interview you. How can
Absolutely.
your readers get in touch with you?
Yes, thank you. I have a website at tamalafloyd.com. And so that's TAMALAFLOYD.com. And then I also have a Facebook group called Rising on Purpose for mothers who are healing those wounds. So there you can get in contact with me on Facebook, Rising on Purpose, or at my website, tamalafloyd.com. And there's also a contact sheet that you can put in information in order to contact me. And you also can sign up for a 20-minute free consultation on my website also.
Excellent. Thank you very much. What parting remarks do you have for your readers?
Wow, parting remarks. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is healing's out there. And I don't care how old you are. My healing process started at 50. So I don't care how old you are, it's never too late to heal. And I would love to be a part of that process for you.
Thank you. Very gracious. Thank you so much for taking the time this afternoon to speak with us.
Yeah,
And
thank you,
good
Teresa.
luck. Good luck with your book
Thank you. We're
sales.
so
Right. Good
excited.
luck.
I am
Yeah, with
so
your
excited.
chapter.
Yes.
Bestseller, #1 bestseller. Here we
Number
come.
one, here we come.
Here we come. So good luck with that whole
Absolutely.
process. Good luck with your book sales and everything that you hope to get out of everything that you put into writing this chapter. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you later.